Hello everyone, my name is Lindsay and I'm a naturalist with Polk County Conservation, and I have one of the coolest jobs, which is connecting people to their natural world through programs, hikes, and caring for our animal ambassadors. Today I'm going to introduce to you some really misunderstood but fascinating creatures called reptiles. And here at the Jester Park Nature Center, we have 6 different reptiles that we use as animal ambassadors to teach people about how cool these critters really are. So today we're going to be meeting a California kingsnake named Scaly. We'll be meeting a corn snake named Dusty. We'll be meeting 2 box turtles, one ornate box turtle named Pablo, an eastern box turtle named Pedro, and 2 aquatic turtles, so a painted turtle named Oscar and a softshell turtle named Pancake. So here are our animals that we are going to be meeting today. I'm so excited to show you. Snakes are often misunderstood creatures, but they're extremely fascinating, and they really do help our environment. Snakes help control our rodent population, so things like mice or voles or rats that are out in nature, they help keep those populations down, which overall balances our food webs and keeps our ecosystems healthy. This is Scaly, the California king snake. Now, although she is not a native species to Iowa, she is cousins to a native species here. She is actually related to the prairie king snake. The speckled king snake is also what it's called, that lives out in the prairies of Iowa's landscapes. So Scaly actually represents that type of snake that lives in the grasslands. Now you'll notice on her, she's got this really cool pattern. It almost looks like a cow, like black and white spots. And normally our snake friends have these special patterns for a couple different reasons. One of the reasons might be, hey, I'm giving you a warning, I might be a venomous snake. Another reason might just be for camouflage. And Scaly is a non-venomous snake, so no venom here. So her pattern is actually going to tell us that she is camouflaging. She is trying to blend in with her surroundings. So this is Dusty, and she is a corn snake. Now again, she's not a native snake to Iowa, but she looks similar to some of the snakes that we find out and about when we are hiking or just out in our yards. Now, snakes are really, really cool creatures for a couple different reasons. One, they are cold-blooded, so they cannot regulate their own body heat. They are gonna have to go out in a place where they can bask, so somewhere in the sunlight, across a trail, on a rock, maybe even on the shoreline of a pond or a lake, somewhere where they can be in the sunlight. Now, snakes also smell with their tongues. I know this sounds crazy, but as you're watching Dusty kind of crawl over my hands, you'll see her tongue keeps sticking out. And that's because she's actually tasting the air. Snakes rely on their other senses like touch and smell because their eyesight actually isn't that good. So they can see kind of shapes and forms, but their eyesight in general just is not great. So she is using that sense of smell to discover her surroundings. Now let's meet our resident box turtles. So the one that I have in my hands right here is named Pablo, and Pablo is an ornate box turtle, which is actually a threatened species here in Iowa. And threatened means that there isn't very many of them left. So the wild populations that we do have here in Iowa are very, very small. And most of that is because we have less and less habitat for these animals to live in each year. The ornate box turtle likes to find its home in the prairie or grasslands, tall grasses, flowers, places like that. And since we don't have very many prairies left here in Iowa, that has left the ornate box turtle with less and less space. So Pablo here is an animal ambassador for us to teach people about ornate box turtles and why they're so important here in Iowa. Now the word ornate means decorative or fancy. And so as you can see on Pablo's shell, he is very decorative and fancy. And the other part of his name, box turtle, comes from his special hinge on the bottom of his shell. So there's a little line right here. And if Pablo was scared, he could close himself up inside his shell to make himself feel a little bit safer and to defend against predators, because this shell is really hard. right? Now, all turtles are actually attached to their shells. Their spines run the length of their shell right here where this line is. And so that shell can be kind of sensitive, and if it's damaged, that can actually hurt the turtle as well. All right, let's meet Pedro, our eastern box turtle. So a little bit different species than Pablo, the ornate box turtle. He's much darker in color. He's got these yellow spots on his arms, and I know the yellow spots are pretty, but they also have a purpose. They are kind of like his armor that keep him safe while he is walking across the forest floor. Because unlike Pablo, he's not hanging out in the prairie. He's more of a forest species, so mostly found in eastern Iowa, wandering around the forest. Here at the Nature Center, we actually have 2 reptiles on display that you can come and see for yourself. So those 2 reptiles are a painted turtle named Oscar right here, and a soft-shell turtle named Pancake, who we'll meet in a moment. So both of these aquatic turtles do not spend hardly any of their time on land. They're mostly swimming around in our ponds, lakes, streams, creeks, and other wet areas. And just like the snakes, they have a really important job of taking care of smaller animals like bugs, minnows, and so they're also doing the important job of keeping our food webs balanced. Now, painted turtles are called painted turtles because it looks like somebody painted on the sides of their faces and under their shell. Their shells are super beautiful underneath. They have little intricate designs, and so that's where the name painted turtle comes from. Oscar is a big fan of swimming around in his aquarium. So if you come and visit the Nature Center, make sure you stop by and say hello to Oscar. All right, so right next to me in this aquarium is a super cool reptile, and her name is Pancake. And for good reason. We named her Pancake because she is a soft-shell turtle, and she kind of looks like a pancake. Soft-shell turtles are known for having that soft shell instead of a normal hard shell like the turtles we met before. So Pancake lives here at the Nature Center to teach people about this species because not a lot of people know that soft-shell turtles live here in Iowa. We often find them in our creeks, rivers, and streams, either sitting up on a log, basking in the sun, or swimming super fast down a channel looking for fish and other aquatic animals to eat. You can notice as Pancake is swimming behind me, she has a really long neck with a long snout. And the reason for that is because soft-shell turtles like to lay under the mud and stick their nose up towards the surface of the water so they can breathe, kind of like a snorkel. They spend most of their time under the mud and in the water, so we often don't see these species very frequently. They're very shy, so as soon as you do see one, it kind of jets off to another part of the pond or the creek. So these soft-shell turtles we have here in Iowa are a super unique species, and they are worthy of protecting just like the rest of our reptiles. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. I hope you had fun and learned something new, and I hope next time you're outside exploring, you get to see some real reptiles up close and get to notice what they do out in the real world. Until next time!